What classes did I take in my first year at GW? Well, you found the right place. I'm Yutone, and after watching this video, you will know my advice as a sophomore student on helping you to create your first year schedule. For my first semester, I picked the following classes: University Writing, Microeconomics, Comparative Politics, First Year Experience, and Beginning Hebrew. Let's start from the beginning. University Writing is a preparatory college writing class for you to have a better understanding about writing essays in college. There are many topics for that, and I chose the legacy of Holocaust because it's something I'm interested in for my international affairs majors with a concentration on Middle East study. It also fits my schedule well that I have enough time to travel from Foggy Bottom to Mount Vernon campus. The class is primarily focused on writing a 12-page essay throughout the entire semester, so it's not a good fit if you're like me, who usually do the homework at the last minute, because you will suffer a lot. Good luck with that. Second is Microeconomics. It's one of the most popular freshman class. There are a lot of people taking it in their first semester, and I received mixed feelings towards this class and the Department of Economics at GW. Different TAs have different review material for exams, so if you are lucky to have a good TA, it will be extremely helpful. It's also worth noting that you should make study groups with people who have different TAs, so by the time there's an exam, you have more review materials. Third is Comparative Politics, which is the one I underestimated. There aren't much homework on a weekly basis. The only way to evaluate you is through the midterm and finals, which adds a lot of anxiety and stress. I have to admit that going into my freshman year, there were a lot of things going on and distractions around me, so I ended up reviewing the night before the midterm. Man, that was horrible.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm sure some of you could do it and still get a decent grade on it, but that's not the case for me. I give up and withdraw the class in my first semester. First Year Experience is one credit class from the Elliott School that teaches you what are some challenges you will be facing in college, how to write a professional resume, and get to know the facilities and services that are available for students at GW. It was a very helpful class for me to get to know my peers within Elliott, and also making sure I have a 4 years plan of what classes I expect to take. If you're not from Elliott, similar courses will be found for business students and others. The core idea is the same, helping you to get through your transition to college. Lastly is my foreign language class. I chose to take Hebrew because at the end of my senior year in high school, I went on a Holocaust trip by EF Education. I got to learn some Jewish history and what happened during that dark period of time. I would like to learn more about them and hopefully study abroad in Israel, since it's also being in the center of many Middle East issues and a relatively safe place to live in the Middle East. This can only be an Elliott thing because taking a language for 3 years is a major requirement. But there are still a decent amount of people outside of Elliott School choose to take a foreign language at GW. So don't hesitate to pick one if that's you. Remember, learning a language at this age can be harder. Then comes to my second semester. I took Intro to International Affairs, Comparative Politics, Macroeconomics, and Beginning Hebrew too. Intro to International Affairs, some of you from the Elliott School are hyped about. It's a really informative, supportive course taught directly by the former dean of the Elliott School, Professor Michael Brown. He knows a lot, obviously, and this class covers basically everywhere on a surface level of international affairs. That's what I like about it. It was not designed to fail you, but to inform you all the basic history, relations, and theories you need. Again, it's comparative politics, but this time, I had a different professor, And not gonna lie, his class is not interesting compared to my first time taking this class with Kimberly Morgan. She knows what she's talking about and make the lecture fun with current news. Then here comes to the predecessor of microeconomics, macroeconomics. It's easier to understand than microeconomics, but again, a lot of kids struggle on econ at GW, and this is why you should be aware of. Work harder and communicate with your TAs more often can really help.
A plus in physics? That's okay. You could have done better.
Lastly, I continue my Hebrew class and it gets easier than my first semester when I was not familiar with the alphabet. Then, many of you all know, the coronavirus was happening and I had a hard time adjust myself from college life to studying at home by myself. I'm sure many of you have experienced the pros and cons of online teaching, so I don't need to go any more in details. But after I completed my second semester, half on campus, half online, I figured I really had nothing to do under this pandemic and other than taking more courses and get some credits. This led to me take 3 more courses in my summer term online remotely. Intro to News Writing and Reporting, Human Geography, Poli-Science, Scope and Method. Intro to News Writing and Reporting is something I'm personally interested in. As you know, I'm interested in video production, which is relating to the School of Media at GW. I'm also interested in reading news, share my opinion on it. Over this summer, this class with Professor Myron Belkind has been an eye-opening experience. We had several news assignments throughout the entire semester, and he taught us the importance of meeting deadline as a reporter. He also has a worldwide working experience in the past 42 years at Associated Press. So I really love this class and I have really no negative things about it. Human Geo is another class, not only a recommendation for the students from Elliott School to take in their first year academics, but also straight from my personal interest. I like geography, and it's really an essential concept to understand prior to the study of IA. Lastly, a scope and method from the Poli-Science curriculum at GW. It's statistical and relating to math in many aspects. So, I don't like it that much simply because I'm not a math person and I still try pretty hard on it because it's an important concept as well for Poli-Science.
They never let me use a calculator until I turned 15. So I can work on my brain function. That's an old school Chinese strategy.
That's it for all the classes I've been taking at GW. My takeaways for first semester is don't stress yourself with too many classes since you have many other important things to experience. And if you're a morning person, consider making your schedule that helps you maximize your learning out of it. If you're a night person, do something about it that can help you better achieve your comfort of learning. Remember, it's college now, and no more rigid schedule like high school.
Favorite high school memory, leaving.
So, creating yourself a preferable schedule that fits into your personal preference of a balancing lifestyle is my final advice for all of you. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Follow my Instagram down here. And I would like to meet all of you and just making friends. I'm a very friendly person, so feel free to reach out. And peace out.